Not only are there three types of business organisations, but focusing on companies or corporations, there are three types of companies: private companies, public companies, and listed public companies. Private companies are restricted to 50 non-employee shareholders. In other words, employees who have been given shares don't count towards the maximum of 50 shareholders. Private companies are not required to appoint an external auditor, and private companies are denoted by the letters Pty Ltd, which stand for Proprietary Limited. Public companies can have an unlimited number of shareholders, are required to appoint an auditor, and must submit financial statements to ASIC, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission. And public companies are denoted by just the letters Ltd for limited. A listed public company is a special kind of public company. It is listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. There is a significant difference in the number of each kind of company in Australia. There are about 2 million private companies, about 200,000 public companies, but only about 2,000 listed public companies. Although they are fewer in number, listed public companies dominate the Australian share market and account for over 99% of share trading. They play a significant role in the economy and the financial system, and much of the rest of this subject will concentrate on the financial management of this type of company. The final thing to talk about in this module is the ownership of a company. The ownership of a company is referred to as its equity. In this context, equity means ownership. So the ownership of a company is divided into shares, and therefore the owners are referred to as shareholders, and the number of shares that you own indicates the proportion of the company that you own. Shareholders are entitled to receive dividends in proportion to their ownership of the company. They do not exercise day-to-day control over the firm. Instead, the owners or the shareholders elect a board of directors, and the directors oversee the management of the company and appoint professional managers to manage the company. This separation of ownership and control is an advantage of the company as a form of business organisation, because it enables them to raise large amounts of money from non-controlling investors, people who want to make an investment without having the responsibility for the control of the company. Because companies can raise large amounts of capital through non-controlling shareholders, and because the liability of those owners is limited, companies have come to dominate the economy of Australia and most of the rest of the world.